Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Finally got here. Welcome to Hands on SAP Dev. I'm your host, DJ, today. What a nightmare. Wirecast, what the heck is going on? So it's all completely my fault, I'm sure. This is nothing to do with our super special guest. And it's probably nothing to do with Wirecast, but basically Wirecast was saying I was live, YouTube saying I wasn't live. Then YouTube gave me an error saying Wirecast was sending the wrong thing. Anyway, so we're here. Let me know, please, in the chat, just let me know how things are going. I'm just going to move. I've just realised now. I'm just going to move something over. There we go. That's better. Yes, finally, Jodelle. Finally, good morning to you, Greg. Thanks for letting people know. Can people please retweet and reshare the URL to this new stream? For some reason Google ended it abruptly, which was not very nice of them. But anyway, we're here now. We're all together. Let's get started. Hello Pedro. Hello Satek. Hello Greg. Hello Rahul. Hello Phil. It's definitely been a while. Also, what's going on here? Let's just make that again. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So this is all new. It's almost like I've never been live streaming before, ever. I'm using Wirecast for reasons I won't go into. It's been a bumpy ride learning about it. It works completely differently to the other live streaming software that we've used. I'm slowly getting used to it. I think eventually, once I figure out what I'm doing, it'll be fine. That's good. All good here. Jumping to URL is the easiest distraction there is. Thank you very much, Greg, for confirming that. Good evening. Good evening, Satya Kiran and Andrew. You're the only one with delayed repeat audio issues. Okay, you had the audio issue, not me. Thank goodness, Andrew. Don't make me have a heart attack. So welcome. This is my first live stream on the SAP Devs channel, which is what we're looking at right over there. Look at that. Oh, yes, I've organised that already. I'm pointing over there. So please go ahead and jump across to the SAP Devs channel in another tab. Obviously, don't leave this live stream right now. And please go and subscribe to that right now, because basically all the folks, as you probably know, because you're here already, all the folks, including Tom, who wrote this really good blog post, and Max and Kevin and everybody else, including me as well, we're all going to be live streaming from here from now on, which is quite exciting. So go ahead and read that Future of SAP Developer Advocates live stream content, which is a title and a half to say. Enjoy. Shahid, hello there. Hello. This is, that was episode 0. Maybe this is episode 1 in a new channel. So yes, I'm rushing through this a little bit, partly because, I've wasted your time already, but also partly because I've got a super special guest in the corner over here, Iwona, which I'll introduce in a second. There's one more thing I wanted to share. I was just listening to an awesome podcast by my friend and colleague, Mr. Josh Bentley. So if you're not already subscribed to Josh's podcast, do so now. Aditya, hello there, and Max, hello again. Great idea bringing all the single channel, all under the single channel. Yes, thank you, Phil, for the heads up. I'm looking over there. I've no idea what I'm doing. I still no idea what I'm doing. Anyway, right. So, what are we going to talk about today? Well, the title of this particular episode basically is all about CAP and about CAP resources. And there's a super team, or lots of teams inside of SAP working on CAP. And in one of the teams, and if you've been to TechEd in Barcelona recently, you may have bumped into her if you came over to the SAP Developer Garage. Our special guest is Iwona. You're live, Iwona. Welcome, finally. Give us a wave. That's great. Give us a wave. And in fact, I can say, I know you're over there, so I can say hello to you, Iwona. There we go. How awesome is that? Yes, it's quite weird, isn't it, trying to figure out what's going on. So, Iwona, welcome. Tell us who you are. Tell us all about yourself. Yep. Very special. Oh, hold on. Sorry, I think that people are saying your mic is off. Try again, Ivona. Yeah. Okay. So folks, let me know. I've just changed something. So please keep talking now, Ivona, so people can check. Uh, can people hear? Oh, what a nightmare I'm having with Wirecast. So silent mover here. Okay, so Ivona, please keep talking, so people can check because there's about a 20-second delay as well. So I don't get the chat. Okay. Not yet. No, the screen is not visible. Still can't hear. Ah, I don't believe it. I got this all set up, but Wirecast has been giving me so many issues. Um, Now then, let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Uh, you can only hear me. Okay, thanks, Stefan. You can only hear me. So let me. Oh, this is an absolute nightmare. Yeah, do some sign language. What I'm going to do. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add to my audio here. Let me just go into here. Let me add video and audio capture. Video capture. Ivona. Add there. Okay, I've now added. Just say something now, Ivona. Yeah, please keep talking, Ivona. Yes, Max is saying that you need to keep. Yeah, Max is saying that he'd rather hear you than me. Yes, exactly. I would. Um, yeah, maybe talk. Keep counting for a second, Ivona. This is an absolute nightmare. There's no way I'm going to use Wirecast again. Um, yes, maybe. Well, keep talking because then we keep. I can tell what people. Yeah. Okay, sorry, Ivona. There's still no audio from you. I've no idea what is going on. I can hear you. Wirecast is telling me I can hear you in the headphones. I can hear Ivona in the headphones. I've added Ivona a million times. Um, we tested it as well. Mind you, this is a new version of Wirecast because the Wirecast I was using last night was crashing. So yeah, not a great advert for Wirecast to be honest. Um, yes. Let's give this one more. Yes, I hear Ivona. Yes, I definitely hear Ivona. And yeah, you can hear. We can hear each other. We can hear each other. Ivona, do you want to? You're connected through your audio through one of those through the incognito window, right? Do you want? It's turned off. Do you want to turn your audio on? Okay, let's see. Just keep talking because I can hear you. Maybe start counting from one and keep counting until I tell you to stop counting. Because people need to listen to see if you. Ah, um, no voice, no voice. Everything is turned on. So maybe it's best if you keep your screen sharing, but leave the rendezvous video and join again. Yeah, open that URL again. I'll add you again. Sorry, Iwona. Sorry, folks. This is just an absolute nightmare. But this is live. Still no sound, still no audio. Try moving headphones. Sorry, nothing coming through. Well, no, thank you for your confirmation. So Iwona is waiting to join. So let me go and add. Not joined yet. Breathe in, 0, breathe out, and yes, it is a great exercise. It is. Oh, okay. Iwona's back. Say something, Iwona. Hi. That's good. Okay, so let me. Okay, so keep talking. So people. So Iwona is just. Okay, so you're about to reappear. So people, let us know if you can hear Iwona. Still no audio. Okay, I think what we're going to do is we're going to give up on live on Wirecast for the time being, at least. There's nothing else. Still can't hear. Still can't hear. This is so frustrating. Wirecast. Audio's everything's on. Audio's on. I can turn you off, turn you on again, turn you off there, turn you on again. I can hear you through these headphones.
Can anybody hear me? Can somebody confirm?
Oh, I'm getting a double echo now from you. So
that's the problem.
Okay, so let's just see if people can just heard anything from you just then.
Did you hear anything from me? It was very strange echo.
Still silent from Thomas Pausch. Okay, so what I'm going to say is, oh yes, what does yes mean? What does yes mean? People are just saying yes. Does yes mean yes? Let's finish this. People keep saying yes.
That's not me.
What does yes mean? Oh, we can hear. They can hear.
This is the Feuertaufe. We say in German. So
amazing.
Let's try it again.
So
sorry, people.
That's okay. That's okay. We're there. Oh my goodness me! This is fantastic. And we okay. Right. Let's start again. Iwona,
I start again.
Welcome.
I still have the strange echo. So
yeah,
sorry.
I've got an echo in mine as well. So while you're talking, I'm going to just mess about.
Okay.
And see what happens.
Then I start again. So I'm one of the 2 responsible UA developers responsible for CAP. That means for documentation, for tutorials, blog posts, and so on. We support a team of 30 plus developers, mainly based in Waldorf. And yes, our CPO is the well-known Daniel Hutzel. Maybe some of you know him. Yes, and what we are doing, what is our daily work? So we work together with the developers and document their features. We work together with Daniel on concepts. For example, here we have our about section where we describe our.
Before you continue, let me switch to the main your main screen share. There we go.
Oh, okay.
Perfect. So Iwona's now sharing her screen. So go
Yes,
Iwona.
This is our documentation. Most of you may know the URL, also the product. So for example, we use our start page for major announcements, for release notes, changelog, and if important changes happen. For the next release, you will find here an announcement that the VS Code extension for the CS editor is now available on the Visual Studio Code Marketplace. So we use this mainly. Then we have our well-known about sections where we describe the main building blocks of CAP. And if you want to dive deeper, we have also features overview or feature metrics, where all components main their features, mostly available, and we also track if you could expect something in the next or near future. Then, as Daniel also mentioned important is resources. That means if you want to know more about CAP, what is not covered in our documentation, we have here a resources page with our CAP samples. You can try CAP samples for Node.js and for Java. You have blog posts linked here from our CPO, for example, and from DJ, of course. We link here also our tutorials and missions, and we also link to the community page, which is now the main channel for external people to get in contact with us and to raise issues and ask questions about documentation or get questions answered using the products and the samples. What we also have our cookbooks, so where you can start with different topics and try out the application. What is also important and always requested is, hey, what's coming up in the next release? We want to know what you did in the past and what we expect from the upcoming versions. That means each component. So in June we only had a Java release, but for the next month we expect major release for all components. That means we mention all important changes, stock and sample changes, and feature changes on our release notes page. We have this process since February this year, so we have a monthly release, and we also provide release notes, and also we provide change logs. You can you see all changes, new features, fixes for all components, also with a version label that you can check which version you are running, and you can see what has changed or where you should pay attention for major changes. Last but not least, we improved our support page. So we have, of course, customers. They can create BCP tickets. But if you have general questions or you find an issue when you work with our samples and other things, you can ask and answer in the sub-community.
Yeah, so that's a really interesting point,
yes.
Right? So I think a lot of the folks on here, by the way, sorry to interrupt, but also some people have said that the echo has now gone from there. But Andrew, you said Andrew, are you still getting an issue? Is it just Andrew? Let me know. Let us know in the comments as well. But I think a lot of the people in the chat, like I was before I joined SAP, they'll be sort of wily developers and they won't have necessarily access to this external support. So in fact, the community Q&A particular tag, that's super important for them. So maybe it's worth digging into this a little bit more, the questions section.
We improved here the description. The problem is that people raise an issue and don't describe which Node.js version they are using, which version of CDSDK. So we are asking now to provide more details. That means if you ask a question, you should provide a meaningful description. Automatically, the primary tag is added, but it would be helpful also to add a tag for Node.js or Java, so which runtime you are using, and really describe your problems. Attach an error log or a screenshot or something else. That helps us a lot. Also for dispatching the question to the relevant POs and the dev teams.
So I'm just wondering, actually, just thinking out loud, whether it would be, well, A, technically possible, but B, worthwhile having some sort of, question template here. Because
we are still working on that. So I can mention also a feature. So we have our VS Code extension on Marketplace. And if you're using this VS Code extension with our July release and you report an issue, then opens the SAP answers template pre-filled with some information. And we are also trying out this for the general support section.
Wow. That's
really cool. Before our live stream.
So
often we need to ask back, hey, provide a screenshot, provide a description, which runtime you are running, and so on. So we are still improving this. So our developers are creating a script, extending the URL here, and pre-fill the question fields.
So I think, have you got a link to the VS Code extension there?
Yes, I also.
Let me just go here.
No,
as
I
well.
forgot it.
That's okay, because I think I may have a link to the VS Code extension. Where did I put it? Here
Otherwise,
it is.
show
Let me share the link.
I have it also.
Okay, cool. You can share that, and I'll share the link
Yes,
in the
here.
chat here as well.
And
Awesome.
we released it, and we have still more than 400 installations. So that's very cool. It was a long process to get it on the marketplace, so
I bet it
naming
was.
issues and so on. But we got very positive feedback.
But the other thing relating to this is there's a really nice community. If people want to sort of share code as well in questions, I know Volker Buzek was talking about this morning on Twitter as well, and asked if we could mention this. But I think it's definitely worth sharing in the chat channel here. I'd love to get your thoughts on it as well, Iwona. When posting, if you want to share, some running code, one of the best things to the best ways to show, okay, well, this is not working. I've got a question about this, got a question about that. Show me some example code. Show me some code that I can take on my machine and run and see what the problem is. And maybe the CAP community GitHub repo that I've just shared there, maybe that's something that we can continue to use, right, Iwona?
The problem is that we have then an additional channel to maintain. So we have the internal issues, we have the BCP tickets, we have now the CAP community where we focus on, and then there was the sub-mentors community, but nobody from the development team has the capacity to show you to look there.
But if we use the GitHub repo just for the sample code, so the question would be placed in the SAP community, questions on the questions Q&A, and then if
and
they
in
did have any
parallel,
code
you
to
can
share,
track it there.
Exactly.
But nobody from us, so there's no support from our side, unfortunately. You know the situation.
Just for sharing, because I don't think you can easily share code on the community Q&A, right?
Let me check. I saw an answer from David Kunz and from Simon Oswald today.
Or rather installable code. So if people want to put together a whole CAP project, for example, they can push it to a GitHub.
Yes, they can push and then share the public link.
Yeah.
Otherwise, code examples you can share also here. Possible.
Ah, yeah. Okay, that's nice code formatting. Yeah, is that part of a question?
I'm not sure, but I can take it to the development teams. Yes, and also in the answers you can then provide the code samples.
Awesome.
Yes, and as you see, our colleagues are taking care, not in time, of course, but they are taking care of the questions and problems. It helps us also to resolve problems, to find bugs, not only in the documentation, also in codes, and to improve our stuff. Or you have a strange error message, so we have a project improving the error messages. So also that helps us.
Yeah, I mean, in fact, Greg's just made a point. Good suggestion, DJ, but I understand Iwona's concerns, and he's right. If we there's a danger that we're trying to spread the CAP team too thinly, and then that becomes not effective at all. So yeah, I completely understand. Yeah.
So the dev colleagues should develop and not take care only for support.
Yeah. But it's great to see that, for example, you mentioned David Kunz. It's great to see people like David and you and other people answering questions and getting involved on the community Q&A.
I can announce here that we have a weekly DoD cycle. That means every team is responsible 1 week also to take care for the questions in the community, not only the internal issues.
So you heard it here, folks. The CAP team are taking this seriously.
Yeah.
As they take everything seriously, of course. What am I saying?
The problem is you don't have a feature here that you can internally mention somebody or exchange internal messages. So we need to make sure, okay, the colleague can answer the question and this is the correct question and the correct answer.
Exactly. And just to before we continue, Andrew has just said very nicely, I thought, it is a capacity problem for the team.
Yes. We are still hiring, pinned on my Twitter profile, so we are still hiring.
Yes. So where is it pinned on your Twitter profile?
I think on my Twitter profile.
Let me go and share Iwona's Twitter profile as well. Let's just find that. Anyway, sorry, Iwona, do you want to carry on and while I go and grab this?
Yes. So I mentioned the extension, try it out, and then with the July release, you can benefit from an automatic update of the extension and to see release notes in the VS Code extension. So in VS Code, you see always a release notes page opening, and you can raise questions directly from VS Code.
Nice. I didn't know about. I didn't know about that. That's a lovely surprise.
It's coming. So what we also have, we don't have only documentation. As mentioned, we are taking care of the community, not only for the questions, also for the content mentioned here. In parallel to our documentation, we have this official community page with all the links you also find in Papaya, and with some additional links for Open SAP course and videos and so on.
This is a relatively. Is this page relatively new? I don't remember seeing this.
No.
6 months ago.
No, it was still, but changed a lot.
It's changed. Yeah, it's changed a hell of a lot. Yes.
Yep. We simplified a little bit, and we also enable tracking on this page that we see on what categories the people are most interested, and then we can see the click rate.
And
for example.
It also has links to. It's also got like summaries of the most recent questions, for example. Is that right?
Yes, you have the blog posts linked and the questions all on one page.
Nice. So in fact, I've got a link to that as well. Let me share that if I can find it in my multiple links while you continue, Iwona.
You have it in our resources section.
Yes.
The link. So what we else have is a so-called mission. That means tutorials on the tutorial navigator, how to find the tutorials. You can go directly to the tutorial navigator and search for SAP Cloud Application Programming Model. And there you see all the tutorials and missions. Also, for example, Max is in the call. For Max, there's a mission, how you use CAP with Java. Here's my mission, how using CAP for Node.js. Here is DJ's mission, and then you find several other tutorials you can try out. And if you there face issues, there is a provide feedback button in the tutorials, and we get issues with your description, and then we can help you.
Yeah, in fact, on that though, I would definitely encourage folks to go directly to the SAP Community Q&A because the feedback, as I'm sure you would agree, Iwona, the feedback is more about the actual tutorial content itself. If it's like a typo or if a screenshot's the wrong or something. Otherwise, we're entering questions on the GitHub issues. Is that what you're talking about as well? The GitHub issues for the.
If you here provide feedback, you also create an issue, but then in the tutorial navigator GitHub repo.
Yeah, I think we want to encourage people to go over to the community Q&A.
Yes, sometimes the people also post it in the community.
That. Yeah, definitely.
Because it's all public available.
Exactly, because I've got a question. If I ask it via a GitHub issue, then probably only I will benefit from that and the answer. But if people ask it on the community Q&A, other readers of the community Q&A will benefit from the question and also the answers, right?
That's important in the community that others can benefit, others can answer, others can jump in.
Exactly. It's a team effort.
Also, I want to mention that dev colleagues from other units help us answering the questions. Our mentors and dev advocates are also taking care for questions, so it's really a living community.
Definitely.
Yes. If you are working with the SAP Cloud Platform cockpit, you also see the missions as so-called starter scenarios here. So at the moment, 6 of them are here, and we are prominently in the middle with our Node.js mission.
So that's pretty nice to have something so prominent on the landing page for the cloud platform, right?
But it means also traffic on the tutorial. So some months we have more than 1,400 visitors trying out the tutorial, and you also get a lot of issues and comments and feedback. But it's good.
Yeah.
Testing our stuff. That's mainly, is it?
Yeah.
Twitter.
Yes.
Twitter.
So in fact, I've shared your Twitter link already.
Twitter.
Are you looking for
It's
your
not,
Twitter
it's
link?
not opening now because I'm in an incognito window.
No worries, no worries. What I can do is I can jump to, or I can send people a link in the chat here to the we are hiring.
Mhm.
There we go. Well, in fact, you can still go. You're sharing your entire screen, so you can open up a normal Chrome tab, a normal Chrome window, and that should display on your screen because you're sharing your whole screen. There we go. Perfect.
Then I can share my own profile.
Yep, exactly. We're cooking with gas here.
Yes, here is the announcement. Pin tweet, SAP is hiring. Still valid.
It's still valid. Okay, it's still valid. So get in there first.
And we are also looking for UA developers. So in my team.
So is it worth describing? I mean, I think, well, I didn't know until I joined SAP, which was only 2 years ago. I didn't know what UA stood for or means. Maybe it's
User
worth describing.
assistant.
Yeah.
So in the past it was information development, and now it's called user assistance. User assistance means providing customers and users all they need, all the help they need to try out the product, to test the application and so on. So it's not only documentation,
No.
blogs, videos, in-app help, web assistant, Eclipse plugin help. What we else
Oh,
have?
wow. So as broad as that.
Yes, community, Twitter, so social media,
Mhm.
a lot of things.
That's really cool. I mean, there's one general question I had, and I'm wondering whether other people, if anybody's got a question for Iwona, just stick it in the chat. Iwona can't see the question, so if it's a hard question, I might be kind and filter it out and pretend to not see it. No, I'm just kidding. But my question to you, Iwona, is: do you know the background as to why the CAP documentation, commonly known as CAP hire, as we know, why it looks like it is and why I think it's fantastic. I think it's such a fresh departure from what folks are used to. I love being able to the search facility. I like the organization. I like the fact that it's super fast.
It's a microsite. So normally SAP documentation should come from SAP help portal. And I'm still working in a group that we could enable that documentation written in CapHire in GitHub can also be transferred to SAP help portal. That means the look and feel maybe will change in the future, but we are still trying out how it works.
So anybody with thoughts, comments, positive or negative, share them in the chat, share them in the comments to this video as well. Share them in the comments to this live stream video. Let us know what you think about the CAP hire. In fact, Iwona, when you were giving your introduction, I'm not sure whether people missed it because of the audio issues or you said it and I missed it because I was panicking. Did you give us a background as to why it's called CAP hire?
Capire.
Capire. Come on, share the details.
Somewhere.
Is it in the actual documentation why it's called capire? Any folks from Italy on the call?
Simple. I think simple.
If I'm not mistaken, capire is from the Latin originally to understand, right? Am I right?
It was a documentation that maybe then you removed it.
I'm sure. I mean,
I read it in the past.
The etymological derivation of capere or capire is to understand. I take in. I understand. There we go. Yep. You heard it here first, and I like that because it doesn't surprise me because the collective brain size of all the people in the CAP teams is so huge. It's planetary. It's legendary. So it doesn't surprise me that a beautiful little what's the word I'm looking for? A little Easter egg in the documentation. Yeah. Capiche. Exactly. So Greg's got it. Capischka is a slang for get it. Yes, exactly. Perfect. Well, folks,
any other questions?
Yeah, I think so. Pedro is saying it looks like other API website, really intuitive. That's awesome. By the way, Iwona, you can't see the chat, can you? That's another learning for me. I need to be able to somehow share the chat with the guests. But Pedro was saying that it looks like other API websites, really intuitive. Greg is saying that the CAP documentation looks less busy than the official SAP help pages, and I think that's a positive, right? And Phil is agreeing the documentation for CAP looks really fresh and new. I definitely agree with you there, Phil. Very organized and easy to find and follow. And Jodel, who I know, amongst many other people, I know has been probably digging into the CAP documentation more than usual recently, because Jodel's been putting out some awesome blog posts on CAP stuff. The documentation looks modern and easy to consume. Fury app flowers apps. Yes, exactly. Tim Champagne. Hi, Tim. Welcome. Oh my goodness me. So it's already 1:45. I've wasted lots of your time at the beginning, so I apologise for that. I'm sure at the end of the day, it's not going to be Wirecast's fault. It's going to be my fault. I don't know what I'm doing. In no way has it been anything to do with Iwona. Iwona, have we
can
come
repeat
to the end?
this.
Yes, we can do this again. Maybe actually. And folks, put some comments in the chat or in the comment section of the video when the next release notes come out. Whenever that is. It doesn't matter when it is, but whenever that is, it would be interesting to get you on, you with somebody else as well, whatever, just to go through them and explain this, so we get a feeling for the depth of changes and fixes and new features, because this CAP is a living, breathing thing, right?
So we plan a lot for the next release, and if you want to know what's planned and what we released, hopefully this week, then follow me on Twitter. There will be an announcement when the release is out.
Iwona, thank you. So yes, you heard it, folks. Follow Iwona on Twitter. I think I've already put Iwona's Twitter handle there, so let me just do that again in the chat. At the end, so Stefan Ressing is saying, at the end, it works. It did indeed. Sweat was pouring down the side of my head, thinking, what the heck is going on? So, Iwona, 1,000 apologies for being a complete idiot at the start. I've no idea what I was doing. And the joys of live, the obstacles have been overcome. Exactly. Jodel is asking a good question. Can we make feature requests?
He's an external, right?
Yes.
Yes, you can ask in the community, ask a question and ask for a feature.
Awesome. What a great answer. Fantastic way to finish off, Iwona. Thank you so much. And maybe when we have a real in-person TechEd next, maybe we can persuade you to come and help us out at the app space again, and people can come up and meet Iwona in person. Super awesome session. Yes, definitely. And everybody on the live stream, thank you so much for joining. Thank you for your patience, and thank you for flipping over from that old URL to the new URL. I'm not sure. Anyway, whatever. I apologize. It's all my fault. And with that, I'm going to end it. So have a great rest of the afternoon. Have a great day, and I'll see you, Wirecast permitting or DJ's brain permitting, on Friday. Iwona, you want to say something else?
No.
Oh, okay. Brilliant. Well, that's it. Thanks for joining, and see you next time.